Modern ambition often operates on the assumption that today is just a prelude, a waiting room before our real lives finally begin. This is the deferred life hypothesis. It functions by holding our present happiness hostage, trading away today's peace for the quiet promise that the next big achievement will finally make us feel complete. Success in this mindset carries a heavy risk. You can spend decades climbing a massive ladder only to realize it was leaning against the wrong wall. We attempt to repair internal voids with external accolades. We assume a higher salary or a more prestigious title can settle the dissatisfaction we feel when we are alone with our thoughts. High achievers who have reached these goals warn that the rewards don't change their emotional baseline. Yet, because we haven't experienced it ourselves, this remains a difficult, unteachable lesson. The illusion breaks at the peak. You grab the trophy or check the bank balance and find that your internal state is identical to when you were at the bottom. Acquiring a difficult material desire, like a luxury car, takes much less effort than the internal work required to renounce the desire entirely. We justify our current stress by imagining a future horizon where every obstacle has been cleared and life finally becomes effortless. Problems are a permanent part of the landscape. Waiting for a perfectly smooth, frictionless era guarantees you will put off living until your time has already run out. Society evaluates us through observable metrics. These are the public markers of a successful life. Job titles, bank balances, and the square footage of our homes. We often ignore the hidden metrics that actually define our days, such as sleep quality, emotional presence, and the absence of constant anxiety. This chart reveals the cost of the trade. We naturally sacrifice hidden well-being to inflate observable success, prioritizing what the world can see. This happens when accepting a stressful commute and 24/7 emails just to secure an impressive title. By organizing our schedules around things that can be counted, we lose the very peace of mind we were trying to build in the first place. When we feel we aren't doing enough, our reflex is to pile on more. We write long lists of New Year's resolutions, adding intense new habits to an already crowded schedule. We assume our bandwidth will physically expand to accommodate every new ambition, even if we refuse to drop a single existing burden. What we call procrastination is often a structural failure. It is the result of attempting to hold an infinite amount of ambition inside a system with finite physical limits. Moving past this structural failure requires us to look at our goals through the lens of energy expenditure rather than just willpower. Jeff Bezos knew whether you are running a global corporation or a single life, resisting the pull to be typical requires constant work. This concept originates in the work of Richard Dawkins, who described how living things must fight to maintain their own unique state. Biology teaches us that organisms must expend massive amounts of energy just to avoid merging with the temperature and acidity of their surroundings. Your current habits represent your body's existing equilibrium. Introducing a new change requires a sudden, heavy surge of biological energy to fight against your natural drift toward the way things have always been. Because your energy budget has a hard limit, you must write a subtraction list before you write an addition list. You have to put something down to have the energy to pick anything else up. Even with a clear schedule, you will still find yourself sitting at your desk, frozen by the sheer scale of a new project. This paralyzing freeze indicates a poorly defined next step or a missing technical skill. The system stalls when the task ahead feels too abstract to grasp. You can bypass this by identifying the smallest, almost embarrassingly simple physical action, like opening a specific file or putting on your gym shoes. To find clarity every morning, ask yourself, if only one thing gets done today, what is it? Your life is happening in this moment, not in a future that hasn't arrived. Execute the smallest physical action possible right now, and stop treating today as the waiting room for a better version of yourself.